Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.
Honourable Member for Salima North, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy Speaker, for recognizing the people of Salima North. As you are aware, Mr. Speaker, sir, as the SONA is on the desk that we are discussing, I would like to thank the President for appealing to this nation after a long break. This is what we are looking forward to, see him coming, addressing us from time to time, so that we should take heart. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm rising just to highlight a few things that were taking center on the SONA. The first thing was the issue of food. The second thing was the issue of addressing the natural disasters that are affecting this country and improving the agricultural sector. But at the same time, one of the things that took center stage on the SONA was the issue to do with youth development. Mr. Speaker, sir, standing here as one of the young people, I'm very happy to be considered in the SONA, and I would like just to tackle a few things on the youth development. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've read and listened to several ministerial statements from the youth. You understand me that the major call for the youth ministry in Malawi is to preserve culture and promote culture among the youth and promote sporting activities among the youth. But, Mr. Speaker, sir, if there is not somebody who doesn't do exercises here, it might be me or the Minister of Local Government for personal reasons, but everyone is doing exercises here, which means if we are running hospital races, etc., it means we need to prioritize sporting activities to everyone. So just promoting this among the youth is something that we need to look up to. For instance, the second thing about this ministry is about promoting culture. You agree with me, Mr. Speaker, sir. Promoting culture is not a cheap thing, but we are taking it lightly, Mr. Speaker, sir, because the interventions that are being taken place, you will see a cultural group doing their cultural activities separately, the other one separately, and without diversifying it to the point that they can raise resources for the benefit of our economy. I'm looking at a situation whereby we'll be sitting in this room discussing our deliberations in our cultural attires, so that those parliament outside, those people outside this country seeing, they should see this is how Malawians dress. I'm looking at a situation whereby we are all over where we are going, conducting government activities, dressed in our local attires, so people should appreciate how Malawians look like. I'm looking at a situation whereby us holding cultural activities in our embassies all over the country, time to time, so that people should appreciate how Malawians behave, look like, the food they eat, the attire they wear, and etc. about the Malawian culture. But we are just promoting Gule Wankulu, we are just promoting Makanya and the like, without diversifying to a point that this can benefit our society. I'm not trying to say this promotion is bad, but I'm looking at a situation whereby we diversify this to benefit our society. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm standing here as one of the young people to address these issues. You agree with me that if we don't do anything, if we don't do something about this, we will remain where we are. So we will see that we will be raising a generation which has been captured by foreign cultures, and in the end, we have deteriorated our society. Please, Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like this government to look at this. If they need suggestions from my opinion, I'm ready to submit, and so make sure that they contribute fully to the national development of this nation. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to add another thing about education. You agree with me that the simple definition of free education means attending secondary or any other form of education free of charge. But this government has prioritized to reduce, and yet we are using the word free secondary education. I would like the definition makers to help us to address this problem, because the amount being paid is not fully paid, but we are saying free. Let's address this word so that people should really understand what it means to say free education and partial paid education. Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to speak about agriculture. Agriculture. I'm coming from Salima, where those people who don't know is where Salima sugar is coming from, where we are producing sugar cane and we are producing sugar, which is addressing this country. It's part of the Green Belt Initiative, where people have talked a lot about. I would like to address this House, Mr. Speaker, sir, that if we continue to depend on rain-fed agriculture, we will still survive, we will still complain of no food in Malawi. Because rain-fed agriculture, you understand, due to the changing of the rainfall patterns, etc., there is a problem that we can't produce enough. So I would like to ask, the way we're doing in Salima with Salima sugar, producing sugar cane, not in the lake, but outside by irrigation. We can also do that with maize. So what if the government thinks and intensifies farming through this mode of irrigation? We can produce more that can even become surplus to supply to other countries which are facing the problems that we are facing currently. I would like to add, Mr. Speaker, sir, Mr. Deputy Speaker, on the issue of floods. I heard a lot of people saying, floods this, floods that. I would like to point it that here, where I'm coming from Salima North, we were affected by floods. Ntie Makanjira, along the lake shore, the whole village was washed away. People running, just taking their kids. As I'm speaking today, Mr. Speaker, sir, these people have not been visited. They are suffering. They need to rebuild. How are they going to rebuild after their houses, after their fields were washed away? It's very sad that I can stand here and watch somebody saying, all people were assisted, while that village is not considered, because that's where I come from. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm standing in this room representing them, so I cannot keep quiet while these people are in this trouble. We talked about hunger today. Some said in their constituencies there is surplus food in the ADMAX. Mr. Speaker, sir, come to Salima North. As I'm speaking, there is no food in many places. People are struggling. So I'm standing here to raise this voice so that those where there is surplus, they can flash it back to Salima North so that we can also have food. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm a politician. We are all politicians here. When we are speaking about politics, let's be mindful of what sent us here. What sent us here, what brought us here is the will of the people that we represent their needs. And while we are representing our political differences, let's not forget that we are representing people who have no one to stand for them and depend on them. So we need to stand here in this room and say the facts about what is happening to our people out there. So I'm standing here, Mr. Speaker, sir, to ask the government to look with keen interest to iron out the challenges that people are facing. I talked of hunger, I talked of floods, I talked of agriculture diversification, but I also talked about youth development. Let's not just put this as songs of everyday leadership, but let's make an action that will change our society for good. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honour members, we can do better for such a presentation coming from a young member of parliament. We can do better. Thank you very much. I'll now recognize the honour member for Lilongwe South. Honour member, you have the floor.
Thank you.
You substituted a very good friend of mine, and you came to parliament because she did not come. So, please.
Thank you. First, Deputy Speaker, thank you for giving the people of Maputo South an opportunity to respond to the State of Nation address by His Excellency, the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. On behalf of the people of Maputo South, I would like to really thank the President for coming to Parliament and presenting that particular statement that is full of life in terms of taking Malawi to next levels. So we really appreciate that particular aspect. In particular, I would want to thank the President for his statement on the fight against corruption. This country is suffering because of years of plunder and corruption, and no one is spared. We need to fight corruption and make sure that public resources are meant for the people of Malawi. The first Deputy Speaker, we have seen indeed the government taking actions. We have seen a number of arrests happening, and based on the accusations that some people abused the funds. I would want to request the State President not only to focus on the previous cases, but make sure that even the corruption that is going on right now must be stopped. So we expect this government to balance the fight and make sure that indeed public resources are protected. I would also want to thank the President for his willingness to address the economy, and in the statement, the President has emphasized on the economic recovery. And he did cite a number of examples, the prices of maize going down and a few other items. But I wanted to indicate that the statement being a blueprint for this country should also emphasize on production. If we go through the statement, there's little emphasis on production. What has pushed the prices of maize in this country is the production of maize that happened in the previous seasons. And probably because we are importing maize from neighboring countries. There's no any magic that has happened for the maize prices to go down other than the production that happened in the Chakwera government and also the production by our neighboring countries. So instead for government just to say the price of maize will go down to 20,000 per bag, we need clear direction in terms of how government is willing to support the maize farmers. The maize farmers in Zambia and neighboring countries where we are getting maize are getting money because they're exporting maize to Malawi. They are producing in their countries. Yet, in Malawi, this price stabilization is cosmetic if we do not invest more. First Deputy Speaker, most of us here probably are maize farmers, but this particular season, most of us have not grown maize because of the prices of fertilizer and other inputs. The FISI program, which was targeting 1.1, as we speak in the statement, honest the inputs. And in most cases, in most territories or districts, many beneficiaries have not actually accessed, meaning that production will not be enough. Therefore, I think it is important, as the government is planning to invest in irrigation, it is important for government to ensure that the irrigation scheme or irrigation program should benefit all parts of Malawi. As opposition this side, we are worried that every time government issues a statement, particularly on issues of irrigation, it is only one region being mentioned. We have waters, rivers, dams, everywhere in Malawi. Who, if they can be supported, we can produce enough for this country and export. So we want, First Deputy Speaker, I did expect in the statement by the State President to also, because the State President has shown to be a Malawian and he loves everyone. And we did expect in the statement by the President to condemn the Tavimana policy. Because that policy is very dangerous, coming from a second Vice President of this country, standing on a podium.
Point of order.
Honour member.
Point of order.
Let me guide the House. Honour Minister, please resume your seat. Honour member, resume your seat. Honour member, we are responding to the SONA, and it was delivered by His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, which the content every member of Parliament has. So if you want to drag something that is not in the SONA, please, you have your standing orders. Bring anything that you want to question to this House for the Cabinet to respond. If you want anyone in the executive to attend Parliament, they would come. The ball is in your hands, Honour member. Please, continue a debate, but refrain from making statements or mentioning people that cannot defend themselves in this House. Thank you very much.
Thank you, First Deputy Speaker. But as you have, I respect your guidance, First Deputy Speaker, but you should also balance. We see lots of statements from the other side attacking the former president, who cannot come here and respond. So we really need to have a balance. The First Deputy Speaker. Let me conclude my submission. First Deputy Speaker, that
Honour members, the honour member is concluding his submission.
Exactly.
I would love to hear him conclude, and then I'll recognize the point of orders raised on his speech. Let's continue in that order, honour members, for now.
The President has indeed indicated the need to improve the FISP program. It is really very sad that we have relied as a country, on the subsidy program for so many years, and still the country remains food insecure. So we need details. The President just indicated an improved delivery of FISP this year. We need details in terms of what reforms are being undertaken, because we have beneficiaries who can buy the fertilizer at 10,000 kwacha and sell it at 100,000. So they are not producing. So we need more details in terms of the reforms that should take place within the FISP program. And indeed, as I've already said, we need increased investment towards irrigation, and not just for one region, but for the rest of the country, support those that can produce. The First Deputy Speaker, let me indeed conclude by asking government through the State President to ensure that this government continues with the nice developments the Chakwera government started. We are worried, and I think this is very important, that some of the critical projects, particularly roads projects started by the MCB government, have stalled. The Area 49 road, houses for police, and the First Deputy Speaker, if we look at the section between Liwonde and Chingale, it is like this is not Malawi. That road is in a very bad shape. A road that was done by Kamuzu. Several years, we haven't rehabilitated that road. So we are expecting that the state president, as the budget is coming, to ensure that some of these critical projects started by the previous government must be continued and prioritized. Thank you, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. I will now recognize point of orders from the honourable member for Mangochi East, and then
the Minister of Transport clarified today, it's the Zomba Road. People of Zomba Malosa are very appreciative. For the past 5 years, we just saw dust, soil being filled in potholes. And yet, potholes, the way since I was born, I've known that they always put that tar on them, but they'll put soil. Something that when rain comes to be washed away. Now, Professor Tapita Mutariga is not even patching soil. He's saying he's going to maintain that road. As somebody who is coming from Zomba, it's a very big takeaway, because for me to start thinking of going back today, I'll think about my back, I'll think about my car, the way the road is. And just to think that we're paying on the road toll gate money every day when we are passing, and cars are paying there, and there was nothing seen. Like, I don't know where they were taking the money to, the former government. I don't know, really. It's something that if I can delete that 5 years, I really want to delete those 5 years that has just happened. Right Honorable Speaker, something to do with hunger as well. Nkulu Moyo has come to stay. This is my 7th year being a parliamentarian, but I can assure you that this is the only year I'm not seeing people coming to beg to me as a member of parliament that we are hungry. Why? We have seen that the maize prices are stable. We've seen that even in the ADMACs, if you go to Malosa ADMAC, you find maize right now. Nobody's buying because people have maize. Right Honorable Speaker, First Deputy Speaker, if there's something that we as Africans, we appreciate is food. If I come to your house, First Deputy Speaker, you don't offer me food, I'll say you didn't receive me. But...
because if you choose to come, please come. There's enough food at my house, thank you.
So, if you have a country where there's no food, you can't be ruling people by just giving them money or giving them maheu, because maheu, it's almost urine. One, just drink that, you go to toilet and urinate, that's maheu. But we are talking of somebody giving you flour, sima. Sima, once one eats sima and drink water, you sleep. You're okay. So I would like to thank the State President, Professor Tapita Mutare, for making sure that there's food security in this country. And he's putting measures that this food security should continue. We are so thankful. And may God bless him as well. And people of Zomba Malosa are so thankful for that. And in his son as well, he talked about decentralization. First Deputy Speaker, as I said, this is my 7th year. In 2024, Zomba as a district did not receive CDF. Why? Because of politics. They thought because in Zomba, they didn't have an MP for MCB, they didn't fund the whole Zomba. I had to stand in this house over and over to ask for the CDF. But now, the coming of this decentralization, I want to assure those people around there, they will not be mistreated, because they will get what they are supposed to get. This is the vision of APM. He is going to take care of MPs in the government and MPs even in opposition. And I'm very sure that whatever we are going to achieve, we will achieve together. It will be up to them not to implement. But this government is not going to choose who is going to get you CDF or not, because those people they were choosing. Even up to now, the local development fund, it's been forfeited. We haven't received them they were getting. But the Kurukuta government is not going to do that. It's decentralizing the purse, meaning that they should clap hands for Kurukuta Moyo. And First Deputy Speaker, the President also talked about energy, which in terms of electricity. In my area, we have Kasonga area, where ever since it has never had electricity. In 2019, MAREP 9, His Excellency Professor Thabita Mutharika considered this area, and we had poles erected. But when the other government came, they halted the whole process. But this time around, I can assure that things have started again moving, just the coming of Nkuluguramoyo. And when you see him in his sauna, he's saying, let the villages, even those thatched houses, they should have lights. That's his plan. When he talks that he wants to turn Malawi into Singapore, that's it. He wants whatever he's benefiting in State House, even the local person in Kasonga, Zomba Malosa, should benefit as well. He doesn't just want, because he has got electricity in his State House or Sanjiga, then his people in Zomba Malosa should not have electricity. He is a president that has got a heart of his people. And he talked about also mining. And I'm very happy that he had to put a stop on what is happening in mining in this country. First Deputy Speaker, if you come in my constituency, bridges that were built properly, nicely, people are digging those bridges, even bringing hazardous risk that maybe we might have some bridges falling just because people were digging under the foundation of the bridge. They're saying they are looking for gold and whatsoever. So I'm happy that he has put some policies, he has tried that things should go in a normal way, and I'm very sure that there'll be sanity in our villages. And even the structures that we have built, there'll be sanity. And again, on education, I would like to thank the State President for bringing the issue of free education, secondary education. When Professor Thabita Mutharika was campaigning, people were saying it cannot happen, but it's happening. Our students are going to school without the school fees, and they're schooling now. And I'm happy that this April, they say even the ones in the boarding, they're going to benefit. And this is what we want. Being a leader and trying to be leading people maybe who don't have much education sometimes is hard. So it's good that almost now nobody will say that I failed to go to school because my parents didn't have school fees. At least everyone will have a Form 4 certificate, which is a basic certificate that one can go far with.
2 minutes to go.
And on health and sanitation, First Deputy Speaker, I'm happy to even say that this morning the Minister of Health confirmed what the fears of Zomba Malosa were. They have been calmed down now about Domasi Community Hospital. This Domasi Community Hospital started in 2011, and I'm happy that today the Minister of Health has really said that by December 2026, now we'll have that hospital open, because the houses are finished. Even by them just staying like that, they are being destroyed by whatever because they are just emptied. Nobody is living in them. So I really want to thank Professor Thabita Mutharika, because the former president, Chakwera, took the convoy boom to Domasi Community Hospital with no windows, nothing. He's saying he was opening that hospital. Okay, there's nothing, but he said he was opening it. But I would like to stand here to say that it's only Professor Thabita Mutharika who can help us on that, and he's really helping us. And that hospital, as the minister has assured us, that in December 2026 will be open. And once it opens, it's going to decongest the Zomba Central Hospital. It means Zomba will have 2 big hospitals now. Finally, I would like to thank the women and women empowerment purse that has been promised, and the youth. I'm very sure that this will go a long way, because women will be busy doing some businesses, the youth will be busy doing some businesses. So I'm very happy that this has come to pass, and we're very happy as a member of parliament to offer the insight roles that can happen. In conclusion, I would also just want to thank Professor Thabita Mutharika on the disaster management, that for the first time now, after 2019, Zomba Malosa can benefit from the disaster management purse. Whenever disaster happens, we are being helped without looking at the party affiliation, as it was before. Just now we had some disasters, the government came to us, helped us. So I would like to thank his leadership and say that Zomba Malosa truly supports the SONA that he presented in this House on Friday. Thank you, First Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, the people of Zomba Malosa. We have a point of order. What has gone out of order?
I was enjoying the presentation from my sister from Zomba Malosa until the end where she's alleging, is it in order, that Zomba Malosa should say that nowadays when there's disaster, people are being helped without looking at the party affiliation where it comes from. Because people of the Zagasin has a disaster, no government official. Even in Kotakota, people in Kotakota are struggling. There's no any government official who is going to. Is it in order for Zomba Malosa to lie in this House? No government official who is helping during the disaster in the Zakasina constituency.
Honour member, first, can you please withdraw the word lie? Because it's completely...
Okay, I represent you with mispresentation of facts, not lie.
Honour Minister of Law Government.
Thank you very much. Probably it is very, very important that Malawians begins to appreciate what I said yesterday and to clarify to say education and competence are different, two different words. The fact remains, when you say no government official, who is a government official? When you don't know who a government official, it creates a problem. In Nkota and wherever we've got government officials there. And we have been going, assisting the people. It's on record. I'm the Minister of Local Government, and I know we have been on the ground. What he needed to do is to say we've got a disaster in the Zakasina, and that we need to be assisted. It's as simple as that. Where there is no record, there is nothing that you do. Disaster, when it comes, it's reported to the DCs. The DCs will now put up a report to the disaster department. From there, we now begin to push up things. But stand up and give us where the disaster is, and the government is going to come and is going to aid your people. Thank you.
Thank you, Honour Minister. Thank you. No, Honour Member. We cannot allow you to backtrace this issue. This issue has been properly responded to, and I will not recognize you on the same issue. I will recognize the whip for MCP.
Thank you very much, First Deputy Speaker. I appreciate the Honorable Minister of Local Government. He is always forthcoming to provide responses when there is need for some clarity on some matters. But what I wanted not to reflect on you, Honorable Chairperson, but as per the standing orders, I thought point of orders are raised to the Chair, and should the Chair seek a responsible minister to provide information, it should be the Chair to call upon that minister to provide the information. But it seems to be a tendency that with the beautiful information that the minister provides, but he seems to be responding directly to point of orders. Does he want to assume your office as the chairperson?
Thank you, Whip. The procedural issue raised is indeed in order. I would like to sustain your point of order. Honour members, all point of orders are addressed to the chair, and at some instance, when the chair needs cabinet to clarify, I will do so. But I always enjoy the submissions by the Honourable Minister of Local Government, because they always come at a point when they are needed most. So thank you very much. Anyone for debate on the SONA? I see the Honourable Member for Chikwawa Central West. From there, I see the Honourable Member at the back, Salima North, and then followed by the Honourable Member for Lilongwe-Mapuyu North, or South. In that order, please. Chikwawa Central West. You have the floor.
Thank you so much, Deputy, second Deputy Speaker. First Deputy Speaker, sir. Good morning. Mr. Speaker, sir. Before I go in favor, allow me to bring to the attention of this House that right now in Chikwawa there is a disaster, more especially in my constituency, Chikwawa Central West. There are floods all over, and we have got a lot of people relocating to higher lands now. So I believe the Minister of Local Government is here. I believe he's taking notes of that. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise today to respond to the SONA, the State of the Nation address by His Excellency, the President Arthur Peter Mutharika. Mr. Speaker, sir, Chikwawa Central West constituency would like to thank the President for a wonderful and well-presented SONA in this August House. Mr. Speaker, sir, the President of this country outlined the government direction towards economic stabilization, food security, and institutional order. Mr. Speaker, sir, you may recall that the people of Chikwawa Central West, more especially from Changambika, Ndilande, from Tomali, and even Nyasa villages, they listened to this House attentively with one expectation, that national policy must translate into real improvement in daily life. Mr. Speaker, sir, the President has placed strong emphasis on restoring economic stability. This is necessary. In his address, one could clearly see that stabilization must not remain a statistic, but it must be felt in the prices of maize, cement, in the availability of fertilizer, and indeed, in the dignity of work for ordinary citizens. Mr. Speaker, sir, in reflecting on economic policy, the great economist Adam Smith, in The Wealth of Nations, reminds us, and I quote, "No society can surely be flourishing and happy of which the greater part of the members are poor and miserable." Mr. Speaker, sir, this principle speaks directly to our situation. Economic recovery must be measured not only by macroeconomic indicators, but by whether rural households can withstand floods, drought, and market shocks without falling deeper into poverty. And this is what exactly our President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika, is doing to this country. Mr. Speaker, sir, for constituencies like my constituency, Chikwawa Central West constituency, food security is not a theory, it is survival. Welcome efforts to stabilize maize supply and prices. And yet long-term security requires irrigation, expansion, climate resilience, and functioning markets. Where agriculture depends entirely on rainfall, Mr. Speaker, sir, poverty becomes seasonal and predictable. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members of this August House, Chikwawa Central West constituency would like to thank the President for the FISIP this year, and would like to ask that maybe next season, this coming season, we should increase the number of beneficiaries in our constituency. But the people of Chikwawa Central West constituency, they are very happy and grateful to His Excellency, the President of this country, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika. Mr. Speaker, sir, as observed somewhere, the annual labor of every nation is the fund which originally supplies it with all the necessaries and conveniences of life. This reminds us that the strength of Malawi lies in the productivity of its people, especially farmers from Ndilande, Kanseche, Tomali, and Nyampota in my constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, when a farmer lacks inputs, markets, and protection from disasters, the nation's wealth itself is in danger, is weakened. Mr. Speaker, sir, and honorable members of this House, we would like to thank the President for the reforms in the mining sector and the effort to rebuild foreign exchange reserves are all important. Mr. Speaker, sir, however, resources must be governed so that national welfare becomes public welfare. Economic policy must be people-centered, implementation-driven, and accountable. I therefore, respectively, Mr. Speaker, sir, emphasize 3 priorities aligned with the concerns of my constituency. Firstly, Mr. Speaker, sir, that economic stabilization must protect the vulnerable households from price volatilities. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, sir, that agriculture investment must focus on productivity and resilience in flood-prone districts like Chikwawa District, Nkota, Salima, and other districts which are prone to flood disasters. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I'm about to conclude, with the people of Chikwawa Central West, we support all efforts to restore economic order. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, sir, the people of Chikwawa Central West realizes that true national progress will be seen when stability produces opportunity, when policy produces prosperity, and when growth produces justice. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, this country is very lucky to have Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika as president of this country. The president that has rescued us from the jaws of crocodiles and death. This country was about to go down, but we thank God because Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika answered our call to come back to be our president. Mr. Speaker, sir, the previous government, instead of governing, they were busy siphoning money from our coffers. They were busy enriching themselves. They were Maize Price Gate. They were Greenbelt Authority Gate. They were NIF Gate, Passport Gate. All these things happen in their hands. So this country is safer with DPP in government. I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir, and we support the SONA. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The honorable member for Chikwawa Central West for your submission.
Subscribe to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE Malawi YouTube channel for you to enjoy more of our videos every time we upload. We love you all.